Do It Again. I know you guys have all played this song. And original's in B flat, yet we do it in the key of D for at least the main service. And going through those good old numbers. The first question I wanted to ask you guys was the slash chords. How are you guys? And I know it's harder to, I couldn't even translate it in my head for this number chart. So I'll go to the regular chart. Oh, not this one. Yeah. Obviously, when we see G over B, we're pretty accustomed to playing that, right? As guitar players, just play a G chord and play a fifth string down. But then you've got the D over F sharp, which is just like playing a D chord, but obviously with F sharp in the bass. How are you guys with A over C sharp? Is there like a voicing that you're like, oh, I can play that right now, but
I don't even think I've played that.
I
sweet.
just play kind of like the C sharp and the A. I leave it to the air. Ooh,
Gotcha.
open,
So like
open
basically like that. So that's your A, right? And that's the C sharp. Do you see my guitar? Sorry. So that's your A. That's your C sharp. Can you guys see it at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So the only other version that I do is something like this. So it's like an A sus, right? But you just add your pinky for that C sharp.
Yeah.
So that just makes it a little bit more, yeah, it makes it a little more like glassy or whatever. It makes it sound more open, but it might also help get rid of any fatigue. So just a thought. But yeah, slash chords can be a living nightmare, but also they add a lot of dynamic and or they add movement like a bass player would. So the great thing about slash chords with guitar players like ourselves is you really don't have to worry about the bass note. So if it ever says something, this slash whatever, technically the bass player is there, but what if you're in a worship experience where they don't have a bass player and you're on acoustic guitar and you're the only one? What are you going to do? So I would always encourage you guys to still try to play it, either just for the learning experience or, once again, like I said, if there's no bass player, because it could throw people off. Some people might get thrown off, especially that song, right? Those two main chords, for the bridge, other than you playing, problem still stands. Like it's fine, it works, but those different notes going up, the B going up to the C sharp, it adds some strain and some tension because you want it to go somewhere, you want it to move, you want it to go land on the one. So, and then we had favorite is the bridge. I think every song that you could do in a worship experience, you could literally stop it, right? You could just land on whatever chord and then go ba-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, like anywhere. Doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, what the atmosphere is like. You could literally do it. And once again, like I said, you're triggering, like almost like triggering the spirit, right? You're telling God, hey, I want to worship this song. Let's see if anyone else does. Where two or more play, God is there, So if you can get anybody else to play with you, then you can rest assured that like, hey, people are into this. People want to play it. But I just, that bridge will forever be the cliche, yet also a very important part of the song. I think 9 times out of 10, if someone's never played at least the bridge of Do It Again, or sorry, I should say it the other way. If you haven't played the full song of Do It Again, you haven't heard the chorus, you haven't heard the verse, you have for sure heard the bridge. So as long as you know that part, you're kind of safe, for the most part. There is a bass line at the end of like the last bridge before their little spontaneous kind of trail. It's like before like the last 3 minutes, there's one more bridge and this bass does this cool little line for anyone who's playing bass. But last thing, lead vocals. Yeah, so the last chorus, I never really noticed it, and I didn't write it out, so I apologize. But the guitar player is actually playing while everything's just super big. Never noticed that till this past time I listened to it. So yeah, if you like playing melody lines, that's a great opportunity at the pinnacle of the song. It's big, huge, everyone's full. Hopefully you got a wall of guitars on your side, and then you just crank your distortion and jam out.